Okay, other languages. Okay, so okay, let me cut it short. So we have a vibrant set of people over here, and why are you all sitting there? Towards the end, we have comfortable seating over here. These red chairs are comfortable. Why don't you move forward? Come on. You can actually lean on those chairs. It's quite comfortable. Come. Okay, the vibrant set of people from among the group will come to the front. Which team is the vibrant one? The Tamil speaking or Telugu speaking? Let me see. I'll know in another 5 minutes. I'm going to ask you the same question, and I'm going to see which team has come forward. Come on, students, please occupy the front seats. Five minutes. Okay, Bengali students. How many Bengalis here? Just raise your hands. Bengalis. Balo ache. Come on. Telugu people. Bagunnara. Come to the front. Malayalis, Sugano. Tamil, Nalama. Yen Tamil people, enna sound kekala. Sari vanga. You just occupy the front seat. It looks odd when we see you there. There are quite a few performances over here, and we want you to enjoy them sitting in the front. Again, I'll just come after 5 minutes to check which team has come forward, okay? Thank you.
இப்போ ஆன். ஷோர் ஆன் ஐயா. எஸ்.
Okay, ma'am. Welcome to Matribhasha Diwas 2026. Yesterday we are not celebrating languages, we are celebrating them. Welcome to Matribhasha Diwas 2026.
Hello, vanakkam, namaste, namaskaram, bonjour, hola.
6 greetings, 6 culture, but 1 emotion. And we haven't started yet.
Exactly. That's the power of language. One word and suddenly the world feels closer.
Yes, different culture, different languages, different expressions, different accent, but one audience, one stage, and one celebration.
Yes, today we are not surviving languages, we are celebrating them. Welcome to Matribhasha Diwas 2026. யாமறிந்த மொழிகளிலே தமிழ் மொழி போல் இனிதாவது எங்கும் காணோம் என்றார் பாரதியார். Of all the languages we know, none is sweet as Tamil. Let us all rise for the Tamil Thai வாழ்த்து. நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்த கெழிலொழுகும் சீராரும் வதனமென திகழ் பரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கணமும் அது சிறந்த திராவிடன திருநாடும் தக்கு சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழரங்கே தமிழரங்கே உன் சீரிலமை திரும்பி எந்த செயல் மருந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே. Kindly settle down. Devotion has the power to move even the divine. The upcoming performance portrays Tirunavagaras's longing to behold Lord Shiva. Though his body weakened on the journey to Kailash, his faith never faltered. Touched by his devotion, Shiva granted him darshan. In bliss, he sang Madar Pirai. Let us witness this sacred journey through dance.
Thank you, Amrita, student of LLM School of Law, who's a disciple of legendary Matribhasha Shobana. Thank you for that wonderful performance. Every celebration begins with a light. Today, as we are honoring the splendor of languages, let us now ignite the sacred flame. I now humbly request the dignitaries to kindly come on to the dais for lighting of the ceremonial lamp. May this light carry our voices, warm our hearts, and shine forever. I now humbly request the dignitaries to kindly take their seats on the dais, please. Thank you, dignitaries. A welcome address, it's not just a tradition. The welcome address sets a tone for the celebration, reflects the spirit, and opens the doors. To do the honor, I now request our head of the department, Dr. L. Kavita Nair, to warmly welcome the gathering for this wonderful celebration. Over to you, ma'am.
So just by these two words, swagatam, suswagatam, I think we are including many languages of our Bharat. So with that few words, a very good afternoon to everyone present here. It's such a beautiful day and a day of pride when the center point of every activity is language. Respected Chief Guest, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor Sir, esteemed members of the leadership team, distinguished guests on the dais, dearest students, participants, colleagues, and my dear scholars. On 21st February, the world observed International Mother Language Day, a vision championed by UNESCO. And in India, this vision had found renewed strength through the Matribhasha Diwas. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to this Matribhasha Diwas 2026 at SRM Institute of Science and Technology. It's my privilege to place on record the warm greetings and best wishes conveyed by the Honorable Union Cabinet Minister of Tribal Affairs, Shri Jewel Oram, Government of India. The Honorable Minister has extended his Shubh Ichhaएं on the occasion of Matribhasha Diwas to our Honorable Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, and to the entire university community. I'm also pleased to share the warm wishes and blessings of the Honorable Minister of State for Culture, Shri Rao Inderjit Singh, who has graciously conveyed his appreciation and support to the university and the department for this unique and meaningful celebration. So the message, my dear audience, is very clear, but too compelling. Bharat's linguistic diversity is not a challenge, but a civilizational strength. Matribhasha Diwas calls to actively document, preserve, and revitalize languages. In this regard, we appreciate the long-standing vision articulated by the institutions such as the Central Institute of Indian Languages, which strongly remind us that languages are not merely instruments of communication, but repositories of memory, knowledge, and identity, ensuring that there can be no meaningful innovation without language and no ethical future without respect for our linguistic roots. At SRMIST, this moment resonates deeply with us. Our university has been consciously celebrating linguistic plurality through Languages Day for the past few years. Matribhasha Diwas, therefore, is a deepening of an academic and cultural commitment we already uphold. I'd like to take this moment to acknowledge with deepest respect the visionary leadership of our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. T.R. Parivender, whose emphasis on holistic education has consistently ensured shaping socially responsible future. I also extend my gratitude to the university leadership, our most respected Vice Chancellor, Sir, unassumingly dynamic Registrar, Sir, and ever-encouraging Dean, Engineering and Technology for their continued support in creating spaces where knowledge systems, cultural expression, and academic inquiry converge. So language is the soul of everything we do. It is present in our classrooms, our laboratories, our research papers, our codes, our performances, and even in our disagreements too. As the Department of Language, Culture and Society, which is existing since 1985, though with other names, our strong team provides training to students in 8 foreign languages and counting for more. We understand that language and culture goes hand in hand. Under the department, we have 4 language and cultural centers. Moreover, we are conducting research and digitization in endangered languages through our center, Dr. T.R. Parivender Multidisciplinary Research Center for Indigenous Language Studies, Revitalization, and Computational Resources. So today's program brings together scholarship and performance, research and ritual, and technology and tradition. So through academic addresses and cultural performances, including those by indigenous communities such as the Toda tribe, we are reminded that languages do not exist only in texts, but in bodies, landscapes, memory, and practice. We are especially honored to have our chief guest, Professor Rajesh Sachdeva, former director, CIIL Mysuru, with us today. His work speaks powerfully to the intersections of language, technology, and indigenous research. I would like to take this moment to especially thank Dr. Sachdeva for taking keen interest in the language booths set up by our BTech students in the university building ground floor. He was very active and actually was very on the spot, sharing a lot of information about history and legacy of languages. Thank you very much, sir. It's a pleasure to have you amidst us. I wholeheartedly welcome our guest of honor, Tirumati S. Sangeeta, the District Social Welfare Officer, Chengalpet District, Tamil Nadu, based at the Chengalpet Collectorate. Mr. Niranjan Bharati, a noted Tamil film lyricist, poet, teacher, the great-grandson of the iconic poet, Mahakavi Subramanian Bharati. How blessed we are today to have such a passionate personality with us. Yes, I think the claps can go real louder, please. Thank you. Thank you. Also would like to welcome Dr. A.G. Narthana Karthikeyan, founder, Center of Research and Training on Indian Art, who has revived Thundi Karagam and brought international recognition, including Guinness World Records. Hearty congratulations to you and your team, ma'am. Thank you. I welcome the respected group from the Toda tribe of Nilgiris, known to preserve our precious cultural heritage. We are so happy to have your performance today for our students and university on the whole. So on behalf of SRM IST, I extend a heartfelt warm welcome to our special, the presidential address person, our Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Vinay Kumar, and the team from Science and Humanities for lending your support to our event. So with these words, I just want to make a note that it is so meaningful that Matribhasha Diwas this time has been, almost quite closely with Mahashivaratri, which was yesterday. A moment in our civilization that reminds us that stillness carries power and that wisdom often emerges not only from speech but from attentive, meditative silence. And silence, my dear friends, is the language of listening, language of reflection, and definitely a language of respect. So to our students, I'd like to say that carry your mother tongue not merely as a sentiment, but as your intellectual strength. To our colleagues and collaborators, thank you for ensuring that languages remain living, thinking, and evolving systems within our university. Let me conclude by echoing the spirit of the national message behind Matribhasha Diwas. When we nurture our mother tongues, we strengthen education, preserve knowledge, and build an inclusive future where every voice matters. So with this spirit of shared responsibility and celebration, I once again extend a very, very warm welcome to each one of you to this Matribhasha Diwas 2026, preferably which I would call as the democratization of languages. So a big nandri, dhanyavad, and thank you. Have a fantastic time at the Matribhasha Diwas 2026. So before we proceed further, I would like to request Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, sir, to read the message from the Honorable Union Cabinet Minister of Tribal Affairs, Shri Jewel Oram, Government of India, in full. It will be a real honor for us, sir. Thank you.
Professor Rajesh Sachdev, Mr. Niranjan Bharti, Ms. S. Sangeeta, Dr. Kavita from Department of Languages, Culture and Society. It's a great honor to be here and read out the message from the Minister of Tribal Affairs. I'd like to, before I begin, I'd like to offer my, vanakkam to everybody. And let me read out the message. From the Minister. I'd like to convey my heartfelt congratulations to Department of Language, Culture and Society at SRM University, along with the head of the department, Dr. L. Kavita Nair, Matribhasha Diwas coordinator, Dr. M. Mahesh, Dr. Arul Pulkit Sharma, and all the LSS faculty members for organizing the celebration of Matribhasha Diwas, and my best wishes for the students who are participating in this program. I sincerely appreciate their dedicated efforts towards preserving, promoting, and advancing India's rich tribal heritage and languages. Celebrating Matribhasha Diwas is an important step towards respecting linguistic diversity and protecting our cultural tradition. Giving a platform to showcase tribal customs, folk arts, indigenous languages, and traditional values is highly commendable. These efforts encourage students and the community to stay connected to their roots, feel proud of their culture, and better understand India's diverse heritage. The department and the entire team deserve appreciation and the best wishes for their continued success. This was the message from the Minister for Tribal Affairs, Joel Oram. Before I close, I thought I'll convey my best wishes to Dr. Kavita Nair and other team members, and particularly appreciate Professor Rajesh Sachdev for gracing us today, and Mr. Naranjan Bharati for being with us today to celebrate Matribhasha Diwas. It's important, I think we just got the Department of Languages was renamed, I guess, and it became Languages, Culture and Society, which is a more inclusive and, the right name for the department, given the work that the department is doing. I think celebrating Matribhasha is actually a well-deserving occasion, because, I think we need to celebrate our languages, because our own languages will give us freedom. Our own languages will make us prosperous. And that's the experience world over. A foreign language is not going to elevate us. A foreign language is not going to emancipate us. What is going to emancipate us is our own language, our own culture, our own civilization. And connecting back to our own language and, in fact, enriching the language will allow us to actually rediscover our culture and revitalize our civilization. And that's very, very important. And Matribhasha Diwas is just not a celebration of our core languages, our languages. I think it's an opportunity to actually sort of open up all these doors which were closed earlier, and we had huge emphasis on foreign languages like English, right? Of course, I'm speaking in English, but an appreciation for our own languages is a well-deserving thing, and I think we should celebrate our languages every day. And this becomes that platform, and today, Department of Language, Culture and Society took this initiative to organize an entire day celebrations. I wish all the members who participated in this celebration best wishes, and best wishes to the department. Nandri.
Thank you, sir, for sharing the greetings from the tribal affairs that we received and for captivating the essence of Matribhasha Diwas. Thank you so much, sir, for your presence and for your valuable words. This means a lot to us. Honor is not just given. Honor should be expressed with gratitude and grace. I now kindly request our head of the department, Dr. L. Kavita Nair, to present a gift to our Pro Vice Chancellor from the Toda tribal family. Please, ma'am. I now kindly request our Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Vinay Kumar, to honor and felicitate our chief guest, Dr. Rajesh Sachdev. I now request. I now request our head of the department to felicitate Tirumati Sangeeta. I once again request our head of the department to felicitate Mr. Niranjan Bharati.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I now invite Dr. Albina, Research Assistant Professor of LCS, to kindly introduce the chief guest to the gathering.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, esteemed faculty members, dear colleagues and beloved students, a very good afternoon to one and all. On this meaningful occasion of Matribhasha Diwas, we are honored to welcome our chief guest, Professor Rajesh Sachdev, former director of the Central Institute of Indian Languages, Mysuru. With nearly 5 decades of experience in research and teaching, he is a pioneering scholar in sociolinguistics and multilingualism. His early doctoral work on Punjabi Hindi bilingualism marked one of the earliest systematic studies on multilingualism in India. He has made significant contribution to mother tongue education, bilingual education among tribal communities, language policy, and endangered language studies, especially to the northeast of India. He has represented India in the international forums and also served as a language planning consultant to the Presidential Task Force of Sri Lanka, contributing to the vision of harmonious trilingual society. I now respectfully invite our chief guest to address the gathering and share his insights in the true spirit of Matribhasha Diwas. Thank you.
I know the chairperson has had to leave, but my respects, please convey whenever the chairperson that I would like to acknowledge the presence of the chairperson who had to go, but you are there. My friend Niranjan is still here, and it was a great pleasure talking to me in the afternoon to Niranjan and learning so much more about Subramaniam Bharati, who was such a pioneering thinker on the notion of a collective Indian identity, whose thoughts are something to be valued by all of India for all times to come. So that is something that I really enjoyed my conversation with him. But let me get back to the customary routings. Can I begin with a prayer, if you allow me? All right? Adi Shankaracharya, in his morning meditative times, he begins with this thing. Pratah smarami hridi samsprudhatma tattvam satchit sukham parama hansagatim turiyam yat swapna jagrut sushuptam veti nityam tadbram nishkalam maham nacha bhuta sangam. In the morning, pratasmarami, hridi samsprudhatma tatmam, the one who's throbbing, whose presence, the life in me is there. Yet, which is present all that when I'm sleeping, dreaming, awake, all states of my three being, his presence is there, but it is the one which is witness to all the three states in the Turiya, the fourth dimension, which is not a state of the mind, but a witness to the states of the mind. And I am forever complete and wholesome and full. I am not a part of this body-mind apparatus. I am beyond and eternal. That's how Shankaracharya describes himself as, I'm not the body-mind intellect, I'm not this apparatus, and all that. Why is it important for us to take this flight into the sayings of great thinkers? Because in this country, language was seen as something primary. The entire study of linguistics, the science of language, evolved in this great country. All that the greatest American scientists do in language processing, language linguistic analysis began here in India. And why did it begin? What was the reason that began in India? What happened? What you're talking of, endangered languages, that idea that all speech, all languages are endangered. That speech by its very nature is endangered, and that it will change if we don't sit down to document and describe and develop techniques of transmission of the language to generations and generations beyond. Any language is capable of dying without the support of knowledge systems, Deva. So, they were aware at that time that there was an oral literature. The Vedas were primarily, entirely oral. And they were not seen as products of the human mind, but our Paurishya, they had come to us. I would like to say that, to my mind, all language is a gift of the Lord Himself. Not only Sanskrit. The fact that languages are available to us and to come to us recognize the presence of the highest. They are a reminder of your chance to decode and become in connect with the oneness of it all. And here, the idea of linguistics developed to safeguard the oral tradition of the country. And what did it do? They built up knowledge systems. So they said, okay, language is oral, so we should have the science of production of sounds. How do you so the study became 6 Vedangas, what we call 6 bodies of knowledge, systems of knowledge were developed
for taking care of your oral traditions. The first was shiksha. Shiksha means education today, but at that time it did not mean education. It meant phonetics. It meant production of sounds, the arrangements of sounds. What goes on in the bodily apparatus in the name of production of sounds, the patterns of sounds and everything. So they said that every word we need to have the pronunciations right and the description of all the pronunciations right. So typically our writing systems, we write say ka, kha, ga, gha, ga, cha, cha. That's it. The way the International Phonetic Alphabet does the same thing, that you have arranged them in terms of the place of articulation, the sounds, the manner of articulation of the sounds, and all that is known and arranged. So the entire study of shiksha was phonetics was done. The second, and very important, was nirukta. It meant all the words have meanings. We must have the art of dictionary making, documenting word by word the meanings. How do those meanings come to be as it is in that word? So the idea of the entire study of dictionary making, word derivation, the meanings in each, inherent in each of those, that was the second Vedanga, the Nirukta. The third and the crowning glory, I would say, was the study of grammar or Vyakaran in it. And it is said by all the world, all over, that the greatest grammarian of that time, his name Panini comes again and again. But Panini himself was the culmination of a great grammatical tradition about reflecting on the form and use of language, understanding the infinite nature of language, and trying to finitize, capture it in a finite way, to crack the infinite phenomena called language in writing the sets of rules. It's just a chance, divine chance, that yesterday was Shivaratri. And I must tell you that Panini's sutras begin with the Shiva. So I will now have I think you may not have heard of them, but I will tell you those things. It is said that the great grammarian Panini was not a very bright student. He used to be a very highly devoted student to his teacher. And his teacher used to wonder that what will happen to this student of mine, what will happen, because his other students were getting jobs and going away. But he was always serving his teacher. He was always meditating. So one day the teacher said, okay, let's all meditate and meditate on Lord Shiva. And then they all began to meditate, or Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya, whatever happened. And as everybody was meditating deeply, ardently, actually Shiva appeared to all the people who were meditating. And when Shiva appeared, he had his damaru in his hands. And when he had appeared, so everybody started hearing the damaru in the hands of Lord Shiva. And only to Panini the sounds of the language revealed. So this is called the 14 Sutras. So he heard Ayun, Rilrak, Ayong, Ayoch, Hayavrat, Lang, Nyamangadanam, Jabai, Gadadash, Jabagadash, Kap Chatata Chatava, Kapaya, Shashasar, Hai. A I Una, Rilrak, E Unga, Ayocha, Hayavarata, Lana, Nyamangana, Nama, Jabagadada, Kappa Chatat, Kappa Shashas. At the end of each of those classes, a consonant was placed, and that is why, now what is the use of this sudden thing? Now with this kind of 14 classes of sounds, the whole codification of the phonological processes will be put into order. We all learn in our school that, this is a halant. What is the meaning of the word Hant? Here, if you don't know these sutras, you don't know. Halant means consonant. Why? Starting from her and ending with la, all the sounds that are coming in between are hala sounds. They are consonants. So I say, haya varata, haya vara la niyama gana na jaba gata da kapa chata ta kapa shasha sa. All the sounds of the consonants are put together. And when he says halantayam, between each classes of sounds, Panini has put a consonant. Even for marking the vowels, a, I, U, he puts a na. R, R, K, a vowel, a consonant at the end. A, O, N, a consonant at the end. To demarcate halanta, 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 putting a consonant to separate the classes, the entire spectre of language, the sounds in different classes complete together. And when he does this, hal becomes all the consonants, ach, starting from a, I, U, R, R, A, O, A, O, they are all the vowels. He says a to cha, he says ach means vowels, hal means consonants. So the idea that the entire computational or mathematical way of abbreviating and putting things together appears in Panini. So then he will make a rule. He'll say iko yan achi. I u r will become ya va ra la if after the I u r l there is a vowel. I followed by a vowel, sudhi upasya, sudhya upasya will become, I will become a ya, u will become a va, ru will become an ar, ru will become an ah. They are aware of the kinds of, he'll write it mathematically. A set of x, y, z becomes such and such in the context of such and such. Typically how you write. So the entire idea of generative phonology in modern linguistics all drew entirely from Panini. The entire writing of class writing, and that is why all this arrangement. Similarly the nouns. So he says all the nouns, whether it's a masculine noun or a feminine noun or a neuter noun, all of them have a 7x3 paradigm, 7 cases, 3 numbers, singular, dual and plural. Sanskrit had dual number. Ramaha, Ramau, Ramaha. So 2 Ramas were Rama. Pitro, 2 father, something like that. 2 was a separate form. So he said 7x3, 21 forms. Each noun will have Suvau, Jasambau, Chashta, Bhyam, Bhyasange, Bhyam. So it goes on, so 21 forms together in a matrix are sup. Similarly, the verbs are given as ting. Then he said sup, ting, antam, padam. The padas are nothing but sup and ting or ting and ding and all that. The whole language of description of language, the meta language that Panini is trying to tell you, he is teaching you about language, making a language to talk about language, and he's giving you the rule-governed nature of language, the generation of forms and all that, and the kind of depth at which they go into doing the entire work. And the language of that grammar is so beautiful and so illiterate. That's why the great American linguist, they called it the greatest monument of human intelligence ever produced. So all the computer scientists wondered at the kind of things the Indian geniuses of mind have brought together, the entire thing of codifying and bringing about a language to talk about language. So this idea of describing the sound systems, writing dictionaries, writing grammars, and there was chandas, prosody. That, poetry. Suppose I'm going to sing a verse from Bhagavad Gita. Uddharet atmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet atmanaivatmana bandhu atmanaiva ripuratmana. You see a certain pattern of pronunciation, a certain rhythmic pattern. There are 32 syllables, 8, 8, 8, 8, like that. There's a structure, there's a prosody, a certain pattern to be given, and that has to be passed on. So the whole idea of chandas or prosodic patterns was taught as a Vedanga, as to how do you pronounce different poetry and produce those sounds. So the entire thing was codified, that you people should know how to produce oral text in a certain rhythm and certain pattern. Of course, the meaning of that shloka is very nice. Of course, those of you who have some understanding of the Gita, it means uplift yourself by yourself. Do not degrade or lower yourself. For a man is his own best friend, and a man is also his worst enemy. So if you want to be your best friend, uplift yourself. If you want to be your worst enemy, stay degraded in your life. So the Gita is giving you, through beautifully carved poetry, and giving, that's the meaning part of the thing. But the grammar part, the formal part, the arrangement part, the production of speech, the patterns produced, those to be stored and reproduced by centuries later, they had to have a method of description. So they developed knowledge systems, how to codify language in terms of prosody, in terms of sound production, in terms of its meaning, in terms of its inner architecture called the grammar of the language. So the entire study of language was a formal, deep inquiry into the finite nature of language and making it finite. An infinite thing was finitized. Finitization as a mathematical thing, reducing all language to a set of sounds, to a set of large set of words, to a set of sentence making patterns, to a set of word production methods. All that science was codified and given to us by our extremely, extremely rich literature. And then what happened? Language was seen as the code, was seen as central to your being human. In the heart of being human is your code, the language, and it is connected directly to your culture, it is connected to your communication, it is connected to your consciousness too at the last stage. But before that there is cognition. There is entire cosmos. So code, cosmos, cognition, culture, codification, the entire awakening of the highest enlivening spirit, all of it was seen as intricate and part and parcel of the study of language. Language was not merely an instrument of communication. Language was much more, much more, much more. In it were the voices of your singing. The greatest poetry was being said, the stories were being told, the wisdom was being codified, the entire idea of who to be in future, the entire sort of pathway, what will be our destiny as a society. These people were contributing to the well-being for the future to come, and they were investing their time and energy into codifying and giving us the entire thing. So to be respectful in this great country, we must recognize that to safeguard our linguistic heritage, we must safeguard those people who produce the knowledge systems and understand that. India demographically is a very rich country, right? We are at least 2.5 times the size of all of Europe put together. And we have hundreds and hundreds of languages belonging to at least 4 language families. There's the family here in the south of India, and you know the Dravidian family, very rich family. It is not only in the south of India. There are many languages of Dravidian family in the central India, right? There is Kuduk, there is Gondi, there's Kubi. All those languages are in the central India, in Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand and all that. There's also a language in Afghanistan, Brahui, which is a Dravidian language. So don't think that the Dravidian people were living only in the south of India. The entire land has shows migrations, exchanges, being at different places. There was a very vast set of the Dravidian people speaking different languages all across there. And similarly, we have languages belonging to the Indo-Aryan, the ones which we relate overtly with Sanskrit and Prakrit and all this. The many of the, roughly 75% of India's total population speaks languages which are Indo-Aryan. 23% of India's population speaks languages which are Dravidian. 1% of the people speak languages which are Munda. And only 1% of the languages people speak are Tibeto-Burman, related to the Sino-Tibetan. But these two language families, the small ones, the 2%, they contribute to 65% of India's linguistic diversity. 2% population has 65% of India's linguistic diversity, whereas the rest 98%, the Hindu-Aryan and Dravidian together, they have only 33% of India's linguistic diversity. Because those Tibeto-Burman languages are internally so diverse. So of the 121 list that the census gives us, you'll find 65 of those are Tibeto-Burman. There is a whole lot of Munda languages. And the Indo-Aryan and Dravidian languages are much fewer in number, though they are large in population. But the linguistic diversity is important. Just as they say that for keeping the life of a forest, it is essential not the number of trees, but the diversity of species of trees is important. Not only the number of trees. Numerosity, numbers don't constitute much. The diverse species have to coexist to lend a forest to remain sustainable. So also ecologically, if all the linguistic communities don't live and coexist together, each will become a threat to the other. So we will become threat if we try to extinguish any language goes away. Each one is contributing to the well-being of the collective ecology of multilingual India. That is something we all have to understand and value. Don't be centered only on the well-being of your own language. That's the first step. But a larger responsibility awaits us of respecting others' languages, respecting others' multilingualism. Many of us are born not only with one odd language, we have in families, we have 3 or 4 languages we may have learnt very early in our childhood. My own example, I learnt my Punjabi, my Hindi, and very early, fairly early, English as well. So I feel, I feel that many of us are born in with many languages. Similarly, I was talking to Subramanian Bharati's grandson, and he tells me about his father, great-grandfather Subramanian Bharati. He knew about a dozen languages. Roughly about a dozen if we were counting. So like a highly multilingual soul. And today, the benefits of multilingualism are very many. I'll give you an actual story of my office person. One of my persons who was a speaker of Kannada and a teacher of Kannada, he met with a road accident and he went into a near coma. And after 2 months when he began to speak, he started speaking Marathi, not Kannada. It was found out much later that in his childhood, he had acquired Marathi first in the Belgaum area. And then came his Kannada. And when his brain, which was damaged, there was his Marathi was intact. So the benefit of knowing many languages for dementia and other things, many people will work out. They talk of meta-linguistic awareness, cognitive flexibility, and so many things. To my mind, the greatest reward is that you develop a much healthier perspective as to who we are collectively. To understand India, to value India, is to value all languages, small or big. Sometimes we must invest more into the smaller because they are on the verge of extinction. So, smaller the language, the more valuable, it's rarer. So make sure you document, describe, and develop. Now I will come down to the last 3 or 4 minutes I will have on, because I think the whole exercise of working on language is not only about understanding multilingualism, description, documentation, all that, about the development of human resources. who will take care. The communities themselves have to be trained to become custodians of their own language. We need to train them in the right ways so that they can safeguard their own language, work on their language, develop their language, write in their language, develop materials in their language and do stuff like that. So for that we need to prepare them and equip them with all that. Remember that a language is the seed of all other cognitive activity you call. There's a very famous, in England, the educational report called the Bullock Committee report, which says all teachers are actually language teachers. Whether you're a teacher of maths or physics or social science or economics or any other, you are primarily first and foremost also a teacher of language, because you're teaching not only mathematics, but you're teaching language of mathematics. You're teaching not only biology, but language of biology, language of economics, language of history. All that language is also part of it. And without understanding it, you cannot this thing. Let me give you a very small example. We don't have the time. I can go on for hours or days or months, I guess. But I can tell you, I'll give you a very small example in maths. I often go to firms like, I ask you, what is the LCM of 4, 6 and 8? Somebody quickly give me the answer, quickly. What is the LCM of 4, 6 and 8? Give me, all of you are sitting, the hundreds of you are sitting. What is the LCM of 4, 6 and 8? Okay, let me, I don't know why you're silent. Anyway, you know what it is? People say, oh, now the idea is, you ask yourself language-wise, what is LCM? It means, I'm talking of least common multiple. Okay, what are multiples of 4, 6 and 8? The multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 20, like that. The multiples of 6 are 6, 12, 18, 24, and 30, and goes on. The multiples of 8 are 8, 16, 24, 32, and on so. Now when you found 24 was a multiple of 4, 24 was a multiple of 6, 24 was a multiple of 8, it was the first common multiple of 4, 6, and 8, and it was the least. The 48 is also a multiple of all three. The least common multiple was 24. The answer is 24. A maths teacher who's teaching his student maths must teach you word by word, code by code. If they don't teach you every part of it, something will remain ununderstood, misunderstood, or not understood at all. So that kind of a thing, every person who teaches the responsibility, they have to understand the whole subject, learn to talk about it, and make the people understand every part of it is that. So I will just say that remember the centrality of language, remember a day like this, remember India is a very diverse country, remember we ought to be proud, and remember that we all have a collective responsibility of working together and retaining our diversity and building new opportunities to grow other forms of diversity. With the arrival of AI, the word AI is not to be taken, the artificial part is not a really real word, I think. It's not so artificial. It's accumulated intelligence at work across communities today. It's accumulated intelligence that is bringing large data, large processing techniques to do things. So we are in a position to do things in a very new way. With the arrival, new pedagogy will happen, new modes of communication will happen, and technology and we will become partners to take ourselves forward. Our understanding of science, mathematics, language, other disciplines will grow infinitely more if we remain responsive to the new emerging world that we are in. And in the new world order, I hope India, which had taken so much of leadership on language matters, will retain its leadership. And we will continue to do this. There's one thing you must finally, I'll say. Do you know that even the very diverse languages in India after staying with each other for centuries and centuries and centuries together, we have developed shared traits. Many different languages, they have underlying the same grammar, same kind of strategies. So India, all of India is called one linguistic area, one semantic area, one social linguistic area. We have so much of convergence of thought and spirit and forms that all of India has actually, it has been proven by linguists through their work that all of India thinks and behaves very much alike in many ways too, as though there's a diversity in that. So while safeguarding diversity, while safeguarding language, let's all remain receptive to the idea of working together collectively to safeguard and protect our culture and move forward towards a very enlightened society which is empathetic, which cares, which means well to all the speakers of all different languages, and there's common brotherhood, a common goodwill. Don't allow political discourse to interfere with your own personal language planning. Become guardians of your own conscience. Don't allow others to state the things for you. Become your own leader from within. Okay? Thank you so much. Hari Om.
From Mysore's corridor to this esteemed stage, thank you, sir, for bringing the linguistic excellence here. I now would like to invite Dr. S. Ramya, Associate Professor, Department of LCS, to kindly introduce Tirumati Sangeeta to us.
I'll just wait for a second because Sangeeta ma'am is on a call. Okay.
Sorry for the inconvenience caused. I now invite Dr. Prashant.
I'll just introduce you for a minute. We talk about inclusivity, we talk about doing something for the society, social welfare. Yes, there's a term called as corporate social responsibility. Here we have with us Ms. Sangeeta ma'am, who is known for doing volumes of work for the betterment of the people who are downtrodden and the people who are to be included, especially the women's self-help group. She is stepping in to a greatest extent where she goes to, in fact, you can even say, when you go to a self-help group team here, you say the name Sangeeta, it's like a household name for them. So that much ma'am has been doing, and she is part of the Chengalpet District Social Welfare Department. She organizes book fairs, she organizes sexual harassment camps for the presiding officers. You ask for it related to the development of women or the inclusive society, and ma'am's name will always be there. Ma'am, we are privileged to have you here with us on this day. The stage is yours.
First of all, I like to thank SRM for giving this opportunity to be a part of Matribhasha Diwas, and I really happy to be conversating with eminence like Professor Rajesh Sachudev, and we have Niranjan Bharati sir, who is nammaloda Bharatiyaroda parent nammaloda irukkaru. I don't want to take much of your time, and engala social welfare பத்தி அவங்க introduce பண்ணாங்க. நாங்க வந்து women and child காகலாம் பண்றோம். பட் சோஷியல் வெல்ஃபேர்னா எனக்கும் ஒரு பொறுப்பு இருக்குது, ஒரு கல்ச்சரை வந்து டெவலப் பண்ணணும், ஒரு சொசைட்டிக்காக நிறைய செய்யணுன்ட்டு. ஸோ இன்றைக்கி ரொம்ப ஆர்வமாக எல்லோரும் வெயிட் பண்ணிகிட்ருக்கீங்க. எங்களை சோஷியல் வெல்ஃபேர் சார்பாக கிரிட்டியாக் மூலமாக அண்ட் எஸ்ஆரோட சப்போர்ட்டோட we are going to give a program. இன்னும் ஒரு few minutes it is going to start, and I thank SRM once again, and best wishes to SRM and best wishes to this Department of Language, Culture and Society. ஏன்னா SRM வந்து எப்பவுமே நான் கேட்டு இல்லைன்னு சொன்னதில்லை. அதனால SRMால இந்த உலகத்துக்கு, இந்த சொசைட்டிக்கு நிறைய விஷயங்கள் போய் சேரணும்னு நான் வேண்டி விரும்பி கேட்டுக்கிறேன். இந்த வாய்ப்பு அளித்தமைக்கு எனது நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். நன்றி.
Thank you so much, ma'am. May you continue to touch many lives. I now invite Dr. Prashant to introduce Mr. Niranjan Bharati to the gathering.
Respected dignitaries on and off the dais, dear colleagues, scholars, and students and staff members, it's my pleasure to introduce our chief guest, Mr. Niranjan Bharati, a descendant of the Renaissance nationalist poet Mahakavi Subramanya Bharatiyar. He's a qualified engineer and a management graduate, but inspired by the legendary poet Wali, he has made notable contribution to the Tamil literature as a poet and lyricist and has received a prestigious Annam Award from the Tamil literary body Ilakya Vedi. And his articles have appeared in leading Tamil magazines and newspapers, and he actively shares his passion through literary and motivational lectures in schools and colleges, and as well as in online Tamil classes. Mr. Niranjan continues to work towards the growth and flourishing of the Tamil language. Let's warmly welcome him. Thank you.
எல்லாருக்கும் வணக்கம், நமஸ்தே, நமஸ்கார், நமஸ்காரா, நமஸ்காரம். On the eve of World Mother Tongue Day, Matribhasha Diwas, I would like to begin my speech by saying Vanakkam in Tamil, because Tamil is my mother tongue and I am very proud of that fact. First of all, I would like to offer my humble pranams to all the honorable dignitaries on stage. இந்த புகழ்பெற்ற SRM தொழில்நுட்ப கல்லூரியில் பணிபுரிகின்ற என்னுடைய அன்புக்கும் மதிப்புக்கும் மரியாதைக்கும் உரிய பேராசிரியர்களுக்கு என்னுடைய அன்பான வணக்கம். எல்லாவற்றுக்கும் மேலாக இந்த அரங்கத்தை அமைதியான முறையில் அதிர வைத்துக் கொண்டிருக்கும் மாணவிகளாகிய அழகிய தமிழ் மகள்களே, மாணவர்களாகிய அழகிய தமிழ் மகன்களே, உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய அன்பு வணக்கம். And I also offer my pranams to my other friends, students who belong to states other than Tamil Nadu. And before I begin my speech, ஒரு disclaimer சொல்லிக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு நினைக்கிறேன். I'm not going to take much of your time. Time is 3:30. So lunch சாப்பிட்டு வந்திருப்பீங்க எல்லாரும். You may feel sleepy. I can feel it. But don't worry. நான் வந்து இங்க ஒரு பூமர் அங்கிளா வரல. I am not a boomer uncle here to make you feel bored. I just want to share some important points with regards to your own mother tongue. தொடர்ந்து பேசுறதுக்கு முன்னாடி I would like to reintroduce myself to the student community here, because I want to connect with you really by heart. Only then you will listen to what I say and you will either accept it or not accept it. இங்க எத்தனை பேர் தல ஃபேன்ஸ் தமிழ்ல? அவ்வளோதானா? சரி. மங்காத்தா படம் பார்த்தீங்களா ரீரிலீஸ் அப்போ? யாரெல்லாம் மங்காத்தா படம் பார்த்தீங்க? கிரேட். எதுக்கு இவன் மங்காத்தா பற்றி பேசுகிறான்னு உங்களுக்கு ஆச்சரியமா இருக்கலாம். இன்ஃபேக்ட் என்னுடைய தலையெழுத்தை மாற்றினதே தலையோட எழுத்து தான். மங்காத்தா அப்படிங்கிற திரைப்படத்தில் எல்லாமே ஹிட் சாங்ஸ் தான். மங்காத்தா அப்படிங்கிற படம் தான் என்னுடைய கரியரில் நான் பாட்டு எழுதின முதல் படம். அந்த படத்துல ஒரு பாட்டு, ஒரு டுவெட் சாங் நீங்க கேட்டிருப்பீங்கன்னு நம்புறேன். கண்ணாடி நீ கஞ்சாடை நான், என் வீடு நீ உன் ஜன்னல் நான். கேட்டிருக்கீங்களா அந்த பாட்டு? தேங்க்யூ. அதான் என்னுடைய ஃபர்ஸ்ட் சாங். சரி, எத்தனை பேரு பியார் பிரேமா காதல் பார்த்திருக்கீங்க அந்த படத்தை? ஓகே. அந்த படத்துல நம்ம தலைவன் யுவன் வந்து சூப்பரா ஒரு சாங் போட்டிருப்பாரு. அந்த பாடலும் நான் எழுதின பாடல் தான். என்ன பாட்டு அப்படின்னா, ஹே பெண்ணே என் நெஞ்சில் சாய்ந்து சாய்க்கிறாய், நீ அருகில் புரியாத மாயம் செய்கிறாய், உன்னை போலவே நான் இங்கே மயங்கி கிறங்கித்தான் போனேனே, போதையாகத்தானேனே தள்ளாடும் ஜீவனே. இது என்னுடைய சாங் தான். இதுக்கப்புறம் முக்கியமான சாங் என்னுடைய கரியர்ல சொல்லணும் அப்படின்னா, நான் ரொம்பலாம் எழுதல, ஒரு 30 சாங்ஸ் கிட்ட தான் எழுதியிருக்கேன். இந்த படம் இதுவும் நம்ம ஹரிஷ் கல்யாண் நடிச்ச ஒரு படம் தான். இந்த பாட்டு படத்தை கொஞ்ச நேரம் தான் வரும். இது கொஞ்சம் லேட்டா தான் ஹிட் ஆச்சு. குறிப்பா சொல்லணும்னா இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் ரீல்ஸ்ல இந்த பாடல் நல்லாவே பிக்கப் ஆச்சு. இங்க இருக்கிற இன்ஸ்டா எல்லாமே நீங்க இன்ஸ்டால தான் பெரும்பாலும் இருப்பீங்க. இன்ஸ்டா ஒரு ஃபேஸ்புக்ல கூட இருக்கீங்களா தெரியல, இன்ஸ்டாகிராம்ல தான் நிறைய பேர் இருப்பீங்க. அதுல இந்த பாடல் நல்லாவே பிரபலமாச்சு. நீ எனதருகினில் நீ, இதைவிட ஒரு கவிதை கிடையாதே. கேட்டிருக்கீங்களா அந்த பாட்டு? பரவாயில்ல, கேட்கலனா பரவாயில்ல, மறுபடியும் போய் கேளுங்க. ஃபைன். இதுதான் ஒரு சின்ன இன்ட்ரோடக்ஷன். நான் என்னை பத்தி உங்ககிட்ட சொல்லணும்னு நினைச்சேன். இதெல்லாம் சொன்னாதான் உங்ககிட்ட நான் பேச முடியும். ஏன்னா உங்க பல்ஸ் எனக்கு தெரியும். சார் என்ன சார் ரொம்ப பில்டப்பா இருக்கு? எதுக்காக இந்த வேர்ல்ட் லாங்குவேஜ் டே, மதர் டங் டே நாம கொண்டாடணும்? How does it benefit me? Why is it relevant? அப்படிங்கிற நிறைய கேள்விகள் உங்களுக்கு இருக்கலாம். Before that, I would like to thank SRM University, in particular the Language of Department and Culture and Society, for inviting me to be a part of this prestigious event. It is really a wonderful initiative by this university to conduct such a magnanimous event for you guys. So actually எனக்கு என்ன ஃபீல் ஆகுது அப்படின்னா, காட்டாங்குளத்தூர்ல SRM யூனிவர்சிட்டியில பேசுற மாதிரி இல்லை. I don't feel like I am standing in the dais in Kattangulathur, which is in the suburb of Chennai, in SRM University. It is making me feel that I am standing in front of India. It is making me feel as if I am talking to the entire nation in this huge auditorium, because we have people from all over India speaking various languages, who follow various cultures, and it makes me immensely happy to connect with you all on this wonderful day. Why is mother tongue so important? Before we proceed, recently there was a discovery made by 2 archaeologists. எத்தனை பேர் அதை படிச்சீங்கன்னு தெரியல, எத்தனை பேர் தொடர்ந்து நியூஸ் பார்க்குறீங்கன்னு எனக்கு தெரியல. Recently in Egypt, near the river Nile, மன்னர்களுடைய பள்ளத்தாக்குன்னு தமிழ்ல சொல்றாங்க. In that valley, river valley, where there are many tombs, அதாவது pyramids. அது என்னன்னு உங்களுக்கு தெரியும்? 30 inscriptions were discovered. 30 கல்வெட்டுகள்ல Actually, 30 inscriptions were Indian inscriptions. அதுக்கும் இந்த வேர்ல்ட் லாங்குவேஜ் டேக்கும் என்ன சார் சம்பந்தம்? அதுக்கும் இந்தியாவுக்கு என்ன சம்பந்தம்? Those inscriptions were in Tamil, Sanskrit and Prakriti. And இதுக்கும் தமிழுக்கும் என்ன சார் கனெக்ஷன்? Why are you saying this to us? இந்த 30 கல்வெட்டுகள்ல 20 கல்வெட்டுகள் தமிழ் கல்வெட்டுகள். இந்த கல்வெட்டுகளுக்கு என்ன வயசு இருக்கும் தெரியுமா? Can anybody guess the age of those inscriptions, those Tamil inscriptions? Those inscriptions are 2000 years old. So 2000 வருஷங்களுக்கு முன்னாடி people from India, mostly people from the north, people from northwest and people down south, especially Tamil Nadu, have traveled across the sea to Egypt. In the inscriptions la one name got repeated. Many Tamil names were found. One name was repeatedly visible in many Tamil inscriptions. அந்த பெயர் சிகை கொற்றன். இந்த பேர் மட்டும் இல்ல, சாத்தன் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு பேரு, கீரன் அப்படிங்கிற பேரும் கிடைச்சிருக்கு. யார் இந்த சிகை கொற்றன்? சிகை கொற்றன் அப்படின்னா என்ன? கொற்றன் அப்படின்னா கிங் அப்படின்னு ஒரு மீனிங். But we don't know for sure whether he is a king or a traveler or a merchant. We don't know. Sigai, it comes from the Sanskrit word sika, which means head or crown. Why are you saying this to us, sir? Because it once again proves that Tamil is one of the oldest languages in this planet. We all Tamilians must be proud that we are speaking a language that is minimum 3000 years old. The words which we used 2000 years ago. இப்போ எல்லாரும் திருக்குறள் சொல்றோம் சார், எல்லா இடத்துலையும் பார்க்குறோம் சார் திருக்குறள். பஸ்ஸில் திருக்குறள் இருக்கு, மெட்ரோ ட்ரெயினில் திருக்குறள் இருக்கு. திருக்குறள் was written roughly around 2000 years back. Still we read it. Still it is relevant. The two important aspects of our Tamil language என்ன தெரியுமா? One is antiquity, தொன்மை. ரொம்ப ரொம்ப பழைய மொழிகள்ல உண்டு சார். பழசுனாலே சூப்பரா சார். பழசா இருந்தா நம்ம கொண்டாடிடணுமா? ஏன் அதை கொண்டாடுறோம்? திருக்குறள்ல இருக்கிற ஒரு வார்த்தை இப்பவும் பேசுறோம். திருக்குறள்ல மழைங்கிற வார்த்தை வருது, இப்பவும் மழைங்கிற வார்த்தை பேசுறோமே. திருக்குறள்ல உலகுங்கிற வார்த்தை வருது, இப்பவும் உலகு உலகம்ங்கிற வார்த்தையை பயன்படுத்துறோமே. திருக்குறள்ல வான் வார்த்தை வருது, இப்பவும் வான் வானம்லாம் பேசுறோமே. தமிழோடைய கிரேட்டஸ்ட் ஹால்மார்க் antiquity and continuity. Tamil was written in palm leaves when Thiruvalluvar was alive, and now Tamil is getting digitized. Tamil is sending a friend request to AI. Tamil is merging with AI. Tamil is so updated. That is an important factor we all Tamilians should be proud of. எத்தனையோ நிகழ்ச்சிகளுக்கு நான் போயிருக்கேன், பாரதியார் விழாக்களுக்கெல்லாம் போயிருக்கேன். ஆனால் இந்த நிகழ்ச்சி எனக்கு ரொம்ப ரொம்ப ஸ்பெஷல். ஏன் அப்படின்னா, உலக தாய்மொழி தினத்தை ஒட்டி ஏற்பாடு செய்திருக்கிற இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியில பாரதியாரோடைய பேரனா தமிழ் பத்தி உங்ககிட்ட பேசுறது எனக்கு ரொம்ப ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம், ரொம்ப ரொம்ப பெருமையா இருக்கு. Our honorable guest, Sri Rajesh Sachdeva ji, highlighted the importance of mother tongue and its connection to our brain and our mind. பாரதியாருக்கு மொத்தம் 10 மொழிகள் தெரியும். எனக்கு ஒரு 2.5 languages தான் தெரியும். பாரதியாருக்கு தமிழ், இங்கிலீஷ், ஹிந்தி, சான்ஸ்கிரிட், உருது, பெங்காலி, தெலுங்கு, பிரெஞ்சு, ஜெர்மன், லாட்டின், இத்தனை மொழிகள் தெரியும். Towards the end of his life, he started learning Arabic and Malayalam. So இங்க இருக்கிற ஒவ்வொருத்தர்கிட்டையும் பாரதியார் has some connection. ஒரு பழைய பாட்டு இருக்கு சார், நாங்கள் பழைய படம்லாம் பார்க்கறது இல்லைன்னு எனக்கு தெரியும், பட் இந்த சாங் மட்டும் நான் பாடி காட்டணும், அப்போதான் அவங்களுக்கு புரியும். ஒரு பழைய சிவாஜி படம், பிளாக் அண்ட் ஒயிட் மூவி இன் தமிழ். சிந்து நதியின் இசை நிலவினிலே சேரனன் நாட்டிலம் பெண்களுடனே சுந்தர தெலுங்கினில் பாட்டிசைத்து தோணிகளோட்டி விளையாடி வருவோம். Bharatiya's daughter listened to this. She said, "Appa, stop, நிறுத்துப்பா, தமிழ் தமிழ் அப்படிங்கிறியே, why have you written சுந்தர தெலுங்கு? Why haven't you written Sundara Tamil?" Then he said, "Beta, iru, let me explain." So he visualized a unified India. He wanted India to be a true symbol of national integration. So or imagination, Sindhu Nadiyin Misai Nilavinile. One fine night under the moonlight, on the river Indus, I want to go for a boat ride. Okay. Then, with whom you want to go? Sindhu Nadiyin Misai Nilavinile Seran and Nattilam Pengaludane. I want to travel with my friends from the state of Kerala, whose mother tongue is Malayalam. Okay. You are a Tamilian. You want to go with people from Kerala in a boat on river Indus, which is in Punjab. And he says, let us all sing in Telugu and go. Why? He says, he loved his mother tongue more than any other language. He says, யாமறிந்த மொழிகளிலே தமிழ் மொழி போல் இனிதாவது எங்கும் காணோம். In spite of learning 10 languages, he gave this statement. He says, British எடுத்துக்கிட்டீங்க அப்படின்னா, they love English like anything, but they accept the fact that Italian and German music are better compared to English. In the same way, when you listen to people speaking in Telugu, it will sound so sweet. It is such a beautiful language, a sweet language when you hear it, Telugu. Bharatiyar knew Telugu. He loved Tyagaraja Kirtanas. That's why he wrote Sundara Telugu. Ipo Vande Matram, a song written in Bengali and Sanskrit by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. Vande Matrathinoடைய 150வது ஆண்டு it has started. Bharadiyar knew Bengali, and he was the first Tamil poet to translate Bankim Chandra Chatterjee's Vande Mataram song in Tamil not once but twice. So he has a Bengali connection as well. Okay. இதெல்லாம் நம்முடைய பெருமை. இதெல்லாம் old, இதெல்லாம் history. எங்களுக்கு என்ன சார் இருக்கு? What can we students do about this? How long can we talk about our old achievements again and again and again? True, agreed. What can you do? How can you save your mother tongue? நீங்க என்ன பண்ணலாம் உங்க தாய்மொழியை காப்பாத்துறதுக்கு? முதல்ல உங்களுடைய தாய்மொழி என்ன வேணாலும் இருக்கட்டும், நீங்க தமிழோ தெலுங்கோ மலையாளமோ கன்னடமோ, it doesn't matter, whatever your mother tongue is. But when you meet a person whose mother tongue is same as yours, speak to them in your mother tongue, not in English or in any other language. That is the first respect you can give to your mother tongue. That is the important message on this day. Okay. What is the future, sir? There is a bright future if technology and language marry. There are lots and lots of job opportunities. அதுவே ஒரு தனி டாபிக், இன்னொரு நாள் கூட வந்து பேசலாம். Linguistics and technology can go hand in hand. ChatGPT has come, Google Gemini has come, and many other AI technologies are fastly growing. Tamil can keep up with these modern technologies if you really show interest in your mother tongue. This is applicable to all the languages spoken in India. There are many opportunities apart from being a teacher, a translator, a professor. தமிழ் உங்களுக்கு சோறு போடும், தமிழ் உங்களை வாழ வைக்கும். அதற்கு நானே ஒரு உதாரணம். நீங்க நம்பிக்கை வைத்தால் இந்த ஏஐல நிறைய வாய்ப்புகள் கொட்டி கிடக்கு. ஏஐ பக்காவா எல்லாத்தையும் பண்றது இல்லை, நிறைய தப்பு பண்ணுது. ஆனா உங்களுக்கு நல்ல மொழி அறிவு இருந்ததுன்னா, be it any language, ஒரு தகுந்த வேலை வாய்ப்பு உருவாகும். உங்களுக்கு டெக்னிக்கல் நாலேஜ், linguistic knowledge ரெண்டும் இருந்ததுன்னா, you can have a beautiful career. This is true, but many people don't know about it. So I would like to use this platform to convey this important message. And thank you so much. இது வரைக்கும் நீங்க என்னுடைய பேச்சை பொறுமையா கேட்டதுக்கு I wish you all the very best, and thank you so much once again for this opportunity.
பாட்டுக்கு ஒரு புலவன் பாரதி, முண்டாசு கவிஞன் பாரதி, முறுக்கும் மீசை கவிஞன் பாரதி மறைந்து விடவில்லை. திரு நிரஞ்சன் பாரதி அவர்களின் வடிவில் வந்தமைக்கு மிகுந்த மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகின்றோம். Thank you so much, sir. And I also request the dignitaries to kindly occupy the front seats as we're about to begin the cultural program. Thank you. Also, students, refrain from leaving the auditorium. Kindly be seated. First on stage, presenting the vibrant SBL Music Club, a fusion of science, humanities, BBA and law, united by passion and talent. The planners, the dreamers, the very team behind
felicitating the Toda family with a shawl and a memento.
And this all, we can also give to the children as well. How many are, ma'am, so we can also give to the children as well. How many are remaining? Those, how many are there? How many are there? No. For them. No, for them, no, sir. Only this? No, and this is for what?
I like that exercise. Even I asked my mom. Just remember. Everybody child everybody.
We wholeheartedly thank the Toda family for being here.
We invite Tondi Karagam.
We invite the Tondi Karakam team to be on stage, please.
Now we are honoring the Tondi Karagam team with a shawl and a memento.
கம்ப்ளீட் காலி ஒரு பேக் மட்டும் தான் இருக்கு ஒரு பேக் மட்டும் தான் இருக்கு நான் நோக்கி வச்சிருக்கேன் நல்லா இருக்கும்
Now the stage is all set for the culturally rich ramp walk. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
applause to our ramp stars.
Get ready for one last performance of the day. We now have with us the Zephyr team who will be performing a play titled The Queendom of Fools. They represent the Zephyrin team, the Zephyr Literary Guild, the literary association of our department, where lights fade, silence fall, and a story begin. Sit back and enjoy. our journey. I now would like to invite Dr. Arul Dayanan, Assistant Professor, Department of LCS, to kindly present the report of Matribhasha Diwas.
Very good evening. This is the report on the Matribhasha Diwas 2026. Respected dignitaries, Honorable Chief Guest, and our esteemed guest of honor, and respected faculty members, and dear students, a very good evening. I'm pleased to present a brief report on Matribhasha Diwas 2026, organized by the Department of Language, Culture and Society, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, on 60th February 2026 at the TP Ganeshan Auditorium under the theme where language lives and culture performs. The main program commenced at 2 p.m. with an invocation followed by the lighting of Kotuvelakku and an invocational dance. The welcoming address and the presidential address set the tone for the event. And the highlight was the chief guest address by Professor Rajesh Sachadev, who emphasized the importance of mother tongue in preserving the culture, identity, and promoting the multilingual education. And the next is the insightful address by our guest of honor, Thiru Niranjan Bharati and Tirumati Sangeeta, who further enriched the program. And morning we had on stage and off stage competitions where we witnessed an enthusiastic students crowd of 70 students who participated in various performance and activities. And we have the cultural segment, which featured traditional performance such as the Tora tribal dance, and we have Tondi Karagatam, which highlighted the Indian rich linguistics and cultural diversity. In conclusion, Matribhasha Diwas 2026 was celebrated successfully and reinforcing the importance of mother tongue in education and society. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for the report. Gratitude is the best language that our heart speaks. I now would like to invite Dr. Mahesh, Associate Professor of LCS, to propose a vote of thanks and formally conclude this celebration.
Vanakkam to one to all. It's a profound honor and privilege to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of the Department of Language, Culture and Society on this historic occasion, the first Matribhasha Diwas celebration at SRM Kattankulattu campus. Today's celebration has truly set a benchmark. It has not merely been an event, it has been an experience where language lived, cultures performed, and identities found their voice. On this special occasion, we bow in gratitude to all our mother languages, those timeless, priceless gifts given by God that shape human consciousness and make civilization possible. Language is not merely a tool of communication, it's a structure and rhythm, it's the memory and imagination. As we reflect upon our theme, where language live and cultures perform, we recognize that our mother tongues are not just spoken, they are lived, they are sung, danced, narrated, preserved, and passed down as heritage. On this occasion, we express our deepest gratitudes to our esteemed patrons, Dr. T.R. Parivendra, Founder Chancellor, Dr. Ravi Pachamuthu, Pro-Chancellor Administration, Dr. P. Satyanarayanan, Pro-Chancellor Academics, Dr. R. Sivakumar, Chairman, Trichy Rampuram Campus. Your visionary leadership and unwavering encouragement create the atmosphere in which culture and scholarship flourish. We are equally grateful to our distinguished advisory board, Dr. C. Muthumal Selvan, Vice Chancellor, Dr. S. Ponnuswamy, Registrar, Dr. M. Linus Leslie Martin, Dean CET, Dr. B. Napoleon, Dean Research, Dr. M. Arthanari Sri, Chairperson, School of Basic Sciences. Your intellectual guidance provides the fertile academic ground in which such multidisciplinary conversations thrive. Our special thanks to Minister of Tribal Affairs, Jir Oram, to blessing this special occasion. And also special thanks to Professor A. Vinay Kumar, Pro-Chancellor, Faculty of Science and Humanities, Management and Law, for gracing us with this presidential address. A very special note of gratitude to our respected head of the department, Dr. Kavita Nair, with the strategic strength of a former Chennai cricket captain and the vision of an academic leader. She has transformed the Department of Language, Culture and Society into a department of champions. We are deeply honored by the presence of our chief guest. Our heartfelt thanks to Professor Rajesh S. Deva, former director of CAL, Mysore. Sir, your insights reminds us that languages are living maps of our collective memory. Your academic mentorship and encouragement towards strengthening mother language research will guide us for the years to come. We extend our gratitude to Thiru Niranjan Bharati, poet, film lyricist, and the descendant of Mahakavi Subramanian Bharati. Through your words, we witnessed how poetry becomes the rhythmic heartbeat of a language. A special thank to Dr. J. Ganeshan, Department of Tamil HOD, to make this event, to introduce me to Niranjan Bharati. Our sincere thanks to Srimati Sangeeta, District Social Welfare Officer, Chengalpettu, who highlighted how native language forms the very fabric of social harmony and inclusivity. So this celebration becomes extraordinary through its cultural richness. We express our deepest gratitude to the Toda community for their mesmerizing traditional dance performance. Traveling from Ooty to be with us today, you brought us the rhythm of Nilgiri Hills and the soul of Toda language to our stage. Your presence symbolizes SRM's harmony with every mother tongue beyond boundaries. Our heartfelt appreciation goes to Team Tondi Karagam, the stage transformed into a living canvas through Dr. A.G. Nartana Karthikeyan's artistry and vibrant energy of the performance. These performances reminded us of a powerful truth. When language lives, it does not merely speak, it dances. We are blessed with your presence here. A special thanks to Dr. Ramya, Department of Language, Culture and Society, to making this event possible. A grand celebration of this magnitude is never the effort of a few. It is the harmony of many. We extend our sincere thanks to Dr. Monica Nair and the Safir team for their outstanding coordination of theatre performances, language booths, and cultural stalls. Your dedication transformed the ideas into immersive experiences. A special appreciation to our LCS faculty members, Abura ma'am, Jasmine ma'am, Rabu ma'am, and Pulkit sir for their commitment to the spectacular fashion show, traditional ramps, for their tirelessly guiding students even during holidays. Our special thanks to all coordinators, Dr. Arul Dayanand, Dr. Harishma, Dr. Albina Nasre, Dr. Monica Nair, and Dr. Ramya. Your meticulous planning transformed this division into a cultural phenomenon. Also, I thank all the faculties in the Department of Language, Culture and Society for their effort to make this event happen. From the immersive language booths to tribal stalls, from the theatre to student performances, every segment reflected careful planning and passionate execution. Also, I especially thanks all the research colleagues, especially our MC team, Nandini, Princess, and other coordinators, Adulya, Jomia, Muthulakshmi, and other research colleagues for supporting us whole week to make this event happen. We extend our gratitude to the backbone of our department, our dedicated staff, Jayanti ma'am, Anita ma'am, Mary ma'am, Ganga ma'am, Moses, Sunil, and Agustin sir for their invaluable support. I'm also thanks to all the team in the auditorium, TB Ganeshan auditorium, for their support throughout the day. And also the refreshment team and technical staff and SRM Transport and Associate Director for supporting us through all travel arrangements and for the stalls. And above all, our gratitude to the students and the research college, the true torchbearers of language. Your performances, enthusiasm, and the pride made this celebration unforgettable. As we depart today, let us carry one powerful reminder. Your mother language is not merely a language, it is your identity, your memory, your emotional home. Protect it, celebrate it, pass it forward. For as long as our language lives, our cultures will never cease to perform. Thank you once again. Nandri, Vanakkam.
Yadum Ore Yavarum Kelir. All places are ours, all people are our kin. With this timeless spirit of unity and belonging, let us now rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाता जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय जय जय